Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? Time once again for another scent of the day. Today, keeping in with the kerosene, we did black vines. So let's talk about this guy. Hmm. So he was released in 2014. Um, he was released, it's been out for a while, right over a decade. Why this one today? Another cold day in Atlanta, and this is a perfect cold weather scent. I did Copper Skies yesterday, so I figured this is a really good one to follow up with Copper Skies. So let's talk about vibe. What do I get out of this guy? This is one for someone that kind of has an edge about him. It suggests a mature man who enjoys unconventional, right? It's the guy who walks into a room and instantly changes the temperature of the room. It's high impact and it's unforgettable. It's a very good image out of that guy. So let's now talk about performance. What do I get out of him? I get, 10 to 12 hours easy on my skin. So it's a very long lasting fragrance. The opening of it is kind of a strong, pungent, and a bit challenging scent with notes of licorice, star anise, and fig. And that lasts about an hour or two. So that can be a little challenging if you're not used to darker, heavier scents. This one might be a little scary in that phase. It fills the room for an hour, so it hangs in there for a while. Beyond that, it morphs into kind of a warm, um, smoky, spicy licorice, cinnamon, and fir, with hints of green and sweetness. It's got almost a tea-like scent at that point, which is nice, kind of an underlying scent that I really like. So that is a very enjoyable phase, in my opinion. And that goes 8 hours-ish on my skin, so it lasts a good long time. Beyond that, we get into the dry down of the base of this guy. He settles into kind of a dry, earthy scent with just hints of sweetness. This is not a sweet scent. There are some hints of sweetness along the way. There's a little vanilla in here, there's a little tonka in here that you can pick up some sweetness on, but they're very much an accent. They are not a main star. So that base is beyond that 8+ hours, so 8 to 10 hours ish on my skin. It becomes a skin scent at that point, so you kind of have to be up on me. But it does a really good job projecting. As I said, it opens to fill the room. The mids goes from that kind of room down to little more than intimate, and then the base goes a little more intimate down to skin scent. So let's talk about notes on this guy. Licorice, star anise, cinnamon, fir, ivy, Peru balsam, fig, vanilla, tonka, and incense. And I will say you will get all of those in here. They're a little hard to pick out some of them. The ivy, for example, gives it a bit of a green, which is just barely there in the mids, my opinion. So is this one still on the market? Yes, it was discontinued, but they brought it back and it's now an exclusive online order, it appears, on their website for houseofkerosene.com. And that 100 milliliter, as of right now, is about $165. So I saw compliments. Have I received compliments on this? I have. This is not a compliment getter, but I have. I've gotten a few over the years, especially the goth crowd when I was a single man. Right, it worked out really well in that situation. But this is not one you're going to wear for compliments. It is kind of a polarizing scent. They said it can be a little off-putting. So you're either going to love this or you're going to hate this. And if you're going to wear it, you're going to wear it for you. You're not going to want to wear this to get compliments unless you're in that goth crowd. Then maybe you will. So let's talk about places to wear this guy. Winter events. Goth gatherings, right? As we talked goth earlier, it makes kind of sense. Creative spaces. So think about workshops, design shops, things along those lines. Fireside chat. If you've got, meeting friends around a fireplace or something along those lines, this is a really good scent for that. Where would I not wear this? A standard office environment, right? So if you're in a cramped, crowded place, a cubicle type office, I would not wear this one. High heat, I would not wear this one. This is very much a cold weather scent. The gym, I would not wear. Another thought, first date. right? This can be somewhat, as I said, challenging. So unless you're dating somebody goth, I don't know that I would wear this on the first date. Having said that, if you are dating someone goth, you should try this one. So what do I wear this in? This could be casual to semi-formal. I could see it anywhere from a t-shirt to a sports coat. So today, I had a breakfast at my local church this morning with the men's group. So it was a good thing for that because it's a bunch of mature men, so it works out really well. I had a couple of design workshops today that I went to, so it works out really well for that. And then I lead a men's group that I'm going to later on tonight. So this is a good scent to fit all of those occasions. Who's this for? This one it's marketed as unisex. I don't get that. To my nose, leans very masculine and mature. I could potentially see a woman pulling it off, but I don't see it. A lot of women wanting to wear this one, to be honest. Some may. So it is not your typical clean, fresh, sweet, floral, none of that. So who should try this guy? If you like licorice, and you're looking for this unique, cool weather scent, or you're in the goth crowd, any of those, I think you should try this one, absolutely. If you are in those environments, I would also say, though, you really have to like licorice. If you're not a fan of black licorice, you're not going to like this one. All right, it's one of the most dominant notes in here. So if that sounds good to you, give it a shot and let me know what you think. And let me know, gentlemen, have you tried this? Have you owned this? What do you get on your skin? What do you get from a projection longevity? What do you get from a note perspective? The different phases, does it walk through your skin like it does mine? I'd love to hear some comments on it. So leave me a comment below. Please remember to like and subscribe for future content. Until next time, take care, gentlemen.